Looking for a place to volunteer? Check out the Beacon Food Forest. This was an idea in 2009 that 4 friends from Beacon Hill who were studying food forestry created a design for a 7-acre plot west of Jefferson Park. You can volunteer by joining one of the monthly third Saturday work parties from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Today I am in Beacon Hill to check out Little Thing. It's a wine shop that is more than a wine shop. I'm gonna talk to the owner, Dylan, because I really wanna learn about wine and maybe take 1, 2, or 3 bottles. Who knows?
I'm Dylan Jaffe. I'm the owner of Little Thing Wine. And these are my top 3 picks today. I love a Champenoise Method Sparkling, locally made bright rosé, and then Loire Valley Red.
It's time to have some wine.
So first up is a little Champenoise Method Sparkling from Burgundy. So Champenoise Method means made like champagne, but this is just Cremant, which means from outside of Champagne in France. This is our private label rosé made by Andrew Latta here in Washington. This is just meant to be like a zippy, delicious rosé. And then last but not least is gonna be the Loire Valley Red. This is Cabernet Franc from Saumur, which is a small region in the Loire Valley.
Red wine is my favorite.
Oh, I love that. Do you normally drink Cabernet Franc?
Yes.
Cheers. Love it.
Photog Diane here at the Sculpture Park in Seattle. It's a gorgeous day, and the new exhibit from Ai Weiwei is here, and it's spectacular. Oh, that rooster is fantastic. Even a crow is perched up on top of the rabbit. So we got the rat, the cow, the bear, the rabbit, and the dragon, which is me. I think it's my favorite one. I'm totally digging the dragon. That's my year. The detail is spectacular. Is it strange that I think that the monkey's a little scary?
The people that you meet can create your destiny.
Absolutely.
But they also don't choose the end of the road for you. Like if I get rejected by an employer, that doesn't mean they're gonna choose my destiny for me, but they might redirect me on a new path. Or being in a relationship, you know, if someone leaves you, that changes your life, but it's not the end of your life, you know? So just also working with purpose. You know, I like to say a toy of a battery will always be recharged if it's useful. So I try to find purpose whenever I travel. Every time I go to a different state or a new state, I go in with a different mission in mind. So my first journey ever was 50 jobs in 50 states during the recession. So I got a chance to be a logger in Oregon, made cheese in Wisconsin, worked on a lobster boat in Maine, coal mine in West Virginia. And so that's kind of what started it. And then the curiosity kept growing and growing as I was traveling and meeting different types of people and just learning from them. And that's what inspired me to continue this path of discovery.
We're doing Bizet's Carmen, and my character is Escamillo. He's a toreador, he's a matador. And in this production, we're setting it in 50s, 60s Havana. So my character in this, I'm a rock star, kind of, you know. I show up with a leather coat and motorcycle entrance. It's great. I think opera is so important in culture and developing your artistic taste that seeing something like this will invite you to delve more into the art form.
Definitely. How long have you been performing in an opera?
Yeah, this will be about 10 years since I've been performing professionally, and but I've been in rock bands and metal bands since like the 3rd grade and chorus since the 3rd grade. So yeah, music's been my entire life.
Allons, regarde, allons, allons. Toréador, toréador, et songe bien, oui, songe en combattant, que nul voir te regarde.
Tacoma girl through and through.
And backstage of New Day Northwest, the Shelby Van Pelt, the author of Remarkably Bright Creatures, ahead of her book-turned-movie on Netflix. How does it feel?
Surreal, completely surreal. I mean, I can't believe, I feel like every author, like you write a book and you just want it to like be in a bookstore somewhere. And this is so above and beyond anything I dreamed of.
How did growing up in Tacoma inspire Remarkably Bright Creatures?
The story takes place in a fictional town that's, not too far from here. I knew that I always wanted to set it in the Pacific Northwest when I started, thinking about writing this story. I really wanted Marcellus the octopus to be like close to his home. And I'm a Tacoma girl through and through. You can't take the Tacoma out of the girl.
Lime is rolling out a new fleet of e-bikes across Seattle this week. The company says 500 of its new Lime bikes will hit city streets, designed to be more comfortable, stable, and easier to ride. The bikes feature smaller wheels, a step-through frame, phone holders, and a large front basket for errands and commuting.
Here is a first-hand account of one of the many alleged violations at a Washington pharmacy that manufactured GLP-1 diet drugs. In our series Selling Skinny, we've exposed potential safety problems with the weight loss drugs sold by a telehealth company called Mochi. Now listen to a former employee, a pharmacy assistant, which is the lowest level of state licensing, who was ordered to do the difficult job of actually mixing the diet drug in a lab, like assigning Rodriguez work that can only be done by a licensed pharmacist.
We're gonna have you guys start compounding, and that's not part of my licensing. I immediately was like, no, I can't do that.
When he said, I want you to start compounding, what did that mean?
Making the medication from powder form to a liquid form, mixing various weights of powder product.
Is it hard to do? Is it technical?
Very technical.
In the sterile clean room where drugs are mixed, Rodriguez purposefully contaminated his batch of medicine so it wouldn't pass quality control and wouldn't be shipped to patients.
I said no.
You sabotaged it.
I sabotaged it. I said, nope, not on my name.
So keep in mind, these are injectable drugs that were sent to tens of thousands of Mochi patients nationwide. You can see more of our series Selling Skinny on the King 5 app on your smart TV or on YouTube, including the moment where our crew caught up with the Mochi CEO and fired off questions that we've been wanting to ask her for months.
All right, we're gonna have our escort briefing.
Before these bikes are ready to roll,
I will be your escort lead for today's escort.
The mission starts with a briefing.
All right, the route.
Seattle Police Department's motorcycle unit huddles up, mapping out every move.
We're gonna start here on South Walker Street.
They're training for the ride of their careers.
This will be larger than anything that we've encountered.
So be ready to roll at about 10:51. We will be on KCI 06 for this escort.
Our cameras embedded with them.
Escort lead to escort riders. The package is moving.
Right in the middle of a full-scale rehearsal, officers launch an escort pushing from South Seattle.
Package is entering the West Seattle on-ramp.
Over the West Seattle Bridge to Alki.
The information that we have now is 750,000 visitors, spectators coming into the city to observe these 6 matches.
When FIFA touches down, this unit will handle multiple escorts every single day.
Escort lead, the package has arrived.
Any given time, we may have 4 teams in the city that all require escorts. So you can see how quickly we're going to drain down our limited resources. So we've asked for mutual aid from other cities in the state.
When they ask for mutual aid, we of course want to be a part of it.
Kennewick and Linwood police departments are answering the call.
This is critical. You need to be able to move this 1,000-pound bike in between traffic. You might need to split lanes. You might need to do a U-turn. You might need to stop on a dime.
We're getting everybody up to the same skill level so that we can operate as one team.
All right, guys, we'll have our escort debrief.
We are going to leave from chaos and possibly go into chaos.
Here, officers drill, perfecting tight formations and high-speed maneuvers.
It's a 20-foot circle that you have to turn around in, and we do it 10, 20 times a day.
We're just trying to do as much as we can to make it safe for the players and the officers and enjoyable for the fans so they can get to and from the games.
More drills are locked in as the city gears up.
Why do you got to have such big guns to be a running back?
Because you got to push people off you. Look, you're trying to tackle me. You're trying to get my ball. First of all, I got to hold it, right? Everybody on the field wants this thing, right? So I got to use all my strength to hold it. And now people are coming at me. I got to get you off me. So back up.
Did you ever put any like lotion or the shiny cream on the guns to make them look?
Listen, listen. Let me tell you. No, I didn't. Going back to what my friend Napoleon Kaufman used to tell me, he was like, if you are grungy and dirty and ashy on your elbows, that makes you look tough and intimidating. So if I'm looking scruff and gruff, you know I'm tough. Back up.
Researchers with Washington State University have found a faster way to track wildlife animals using artificial intelligence. The new study released today shows AI is significantly reducing the time it takes them to keep track of these animals. Researchers have been putting cameras across Washington, Montana, also in Guatemala to spot animals, including a lynx seen here, a grizzly bear seen here, and even a jaguar. Instead of having volunteers sort through hundreds of thousands of photos, which does take months, AI is now processing all these images in days. The lead author of the study says this can help experts make quicker decisions to protect habitats.
There's lots of monitoring projects that are trying to keep track of certain at-risk species that use a lot of cameras and that are kind of continuously trying to update on the status of those threatened species.
Researchers say it's not perfect yet, but it is a big step forward in wildlife monitoring.
California news crew on a mission at our request.
Dr. Mott, Candace Wen here with NBC Bay Area News.
In San Francisco last month, at a conference called the Live Long Women's Summit, Myra Ahmad finally faced questions she's been evading for months.
We've been trying to reach you to speak to you about some of the issues at one of Mochi's pharmacies in Washington. Who are you? Candace Wen with NBC Bay Area News. I've reached out to your company and you directly and your PR person for weeks now. We wanted to ask about some of the serious findings by the state of Washington. No, thank you.
The subject she doesn't want to discuss lies here in Kirkland, Equita Pharmacy. It manufactured copycat versions of GLP-1 diet drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. The drugs were sold through Ahmad's San Francisco-based telehealth business, Mochi Health.
Family dog is safely back with her owners. After falling down an embankment in Quilcene. The owner says the 125-pound dog named Gidget got stuck after chasing a coyote. The owner followed but was unable to rescue the dog because of her size. Quilcene Fire and Rescue says they were able to hoist Gidget to safety. Thankfully, no one or the dog were injured. Good news there.
We, the jury, find the defendant Aaron Brown Myers guilty of the crime of murder in the second degree as charged in count 1. Signed by the presiding juror. Special verdict form A. We, the jury, return a special verdict by answering as follows. Was Was the defendant Aaron Brown Myers on the fire at the time of the commission of the crime count 1? Yes. Signed by the presiding juror.
We've had some great days this spring with lots of sunshine and warm temperatures. But it's been pretty dry since the end of March, and things are beginning to dry out, and we start our fire season in May. It runs May through October, and looking at the summer outlook, well, it looks like it's going to be dry and warm, which is not good for the fire season. Checking the rainfall at SeaTac, you can see we were below normal for 3 out of the first 4 months of the year, and so far in the month of May at SeaTac, only a trace, and not looking for anything significant out for the next 1 to 2 weeks, so pretty dry start to the month of May, and, well, things are getting a chance to dry out. Looking at NOAA's Climate Prediction Center forecast for June through August, you can see the state should be pretty much below average in terms of the rainfall, and especially east of the Cascades. But even here on the west side of the Cascades, it doesn't really rain that much. The quantities are pretty light. They're normally very light rainfall, so they only wet materials briefly. So basically looking at drying through the summer. So the real controlling factor is going to be the temperature. And the temperature outlook for June through August, well, not looking great. We're going to look for above normal temperatures here in western Washington and well above over there east of the Cascades. So all in all, we'll continue to dry out materials and probably continue to keep the fire danger fairly high through the summer. People are going to ask, what about the smoke from the fires? Well, that'll depend on where the fires are and which way the wind's blowing. So we really won't know until it actually happens. However, remember, 90% of all fires in the state of Washington are caused by human beings, so be very careful when you're out and about and the fire danger is high.
I visited the one and only Savannah Woods in a place that she calls Oasis to learn more about her music. So this is it.
Welcome to my home.
Who is Savannah Woods?
I would say the gist of me is music and travel.
Where's the inspiration coming from?
I write when I feel really drawn or pulled to write, or there's something really strong in me that I want to get out. And every song kind of writes itself in different ways. A lot of my songs were written here in the forest, on the water, in nature, in my home. The Pacific Northwest is fully influencing me as a human. And we live in the most beautiful place ever.
The times, they keep on changing.
The last year or two, I've been working a lot with producing, and I recorded and produced my whole last album. Quality creations that I'm happy about. I think the best songs are written from pure, honest, deep emotion. I just want it to connect with them and make them feel things. Connect with your heart, connect with the world around you. I just want it to make you feel.
At Michelle White's studio in Green Lake.
We are fully busy all the time.
It's hair, makeup, and events on repeat. And for Michelle, the hustle doesn't end when the workday does. She's also a full-time mom of 4.
I was doing all the mom things, pick up, drop off, sports.
Last Tuesday, those mom duties brought her across town to Laurelhurst. It was supposed to be a quick stop, but that was all it took.
I was there for maybe 20 minutes, and in that 20 minutes, I came out and my car had been broken into.
The car behind hers was also hit, but for Michelle, this is what hit the hardest.
Worst nightmare come true, my hair and makeup kit was gone.
This wasn't just a bag of makeup.
My kit is so heavy, it's 60 pounds.
It was the kit she uses to make a living.
Both sides completely filled. Palettes, foundations, brushes.
She says what was stolen was worth about $10,000. This would be devastating for any makeup artist at any time. But for Michelle, it happened at the worst time. Just 3 days before she was booked as the hair and makeup artist for a major wedding.
It was like the first wedding to kick off my entire season.
So she turned to social media simply to share what happened. But support started rolling in right away.
I had a few local artists who were like, I put a care package together, I'm bringing it to you so that you have at least something for your wedding on Friday. So this is our temp kit, but she's small and mighty.
So many donations, they helped her build a temporary temporary kit.
Brush cleaner and makeup remover, some essentials.
She filled in the rest herself with basics she needed to work.
The outreach from my community has been, I'm like overwhelmed with gratitude.
And it was enough.
And it was beautiful. I was so happy.
Her first bride of the season still got her moment. Now, Michelle says insurance will help her rebuild what was lost as she gets back to business.
Hopefully every single thing that was in my inventory that I loved, that was tried and true, will be back.
We're here at Golden Gardens Park, where it's the first weekend under the summer hours, so the park closes at 10:30 instead of 11:30. And also, if you're out here late, you might see added security guards. The city is adding overnight security from 10 p.m. through 5 a.m. Thursday through Sunday. This is here at Golden Gardens, but also over at Magnuson Park as well. That extra security will stay in place through the end of September as part of a continued pilot program. City leaders say this is coming after years of complaints about late-night issues here, including large parties, fights, drug use, and loud noise. Last August, a man was injured in a shooting near the beach at Golden Gardens, which led to community safety meetings in Ballard. Seattle police data shows violent crime has been fairly steady since 2020, except for a major spike last August. But neighbors say the biggest issue is what happens after hours when the park is supposed to be closed.
When people break branches off trees and stuff or burn weird stuff, that's just